How's it going, friends? Sayanasi here, back with more KCM. It is the final week, the last episode here before we get to the finals, the semifinals. We're going to be starting off here on Nemesis, Terran versus Zerg, sacsri versus Rush. Should be a fun match. Let me bring up the lineup for you here today. We got Light Royal Rush, Mini, Best, Snow, Soma, Shine, sacsri. Pretty much S tier players across the board. The only person I would put out of that category maybe sacsri, possibly Shine as well, though he has been doing well in ASL. I haven't seen the latest videos yet. I'm still waiting for Tastosis, but again, of course, no spoilers here. We're just going to talk about KCM. On that note, we've got Protoss and Zerg neck and neck this season. They have equal points here. Terran way behind, so no chance of them sneaking their way into the finals unless they can beat one of these two races in the semis. But there's still hope here for Protoss and Zerg. Maybe they can avoid that semifinals, go straight to the final. As long as they win this week, as long as they don't even necessarily have to win this week, just do better than the other respective race. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Starting out here, Zerg versus Terran. Terran, nothing really on the line here for them, except for, of course, that $750 that is provided every single week to the winning team. We've also got our Allkill prize as well. It's getting big. I haven't had an Allkill for most of the season, if not all of the season, actually, which is a bit of a divergence from our usual KCMs. Our usual seasons of KCM, we tend to have a lot of Allkills, and that prize stays relatively low, but every single week an Allkill does not occur, that prize grows and grows, and now it's up to 1,600,000 won. That's a lot of cheddar, boys. It's a good amount of cash to take home. I believe that's 100 and something. No, how much is that exactly? I'm gonna look it up after this cast. I'll tell you in game number 2 what the current exchange rate is, or I'll put it up on screen here if I remember. We're going to have a 12 hatch here from sacsri, the wall in on the way here for Rush. Not a perfect wall, but is going to give him a measure of security here against any early lings that sacsri might bring forward. It does give him a point of vulnerability. I talk about this a lot. Gives him, makes him a little bit vulnerable to some Mutalisk play, maybe an early lurker attack. Bunker here in the front. Rush wants to put on a bit of pressure, but he's not pulling SCVs. He only has one SCV here. As soon as this one goes down, this bunker is over. This Rush is finished. So Rush is going to leave that there for a moment, hoping that the Lings will attack that. Not going to take the bait, though. Running on past, Rush cancels. Will get behind his wall back at home. Nothing done here on the side of sacsri, except for perhaps forcing a supply block. We're stuck at 18 of 18 here. sacsri may have panicked during that moment, building his Lings. There we go. The Overlord does pop. And he can use his larva. Doesn't seem like he had a huge buildup of larva there, so maybe getting that Overlord in time. Wasn't 100% sure based on the timing of that, but a third hatch here in the main, so that's kind of an interesting third hatch timing here. Generally with 2.5 hatch, which is the middle of the road between 3 hatch before gas and a 2 hatch build, generally with the 2.5 hatch, that hatchery comes down just after the spire comes out. And you can see here sacsri, his layer is done, but he actually doesn't have money. Oh no, he does. Okay, he does throw down that spire. I was a little bit worried there that he wasn't going to have money to drop that spire after grabbing the third hatch, but he does indeed have that timed out properly. SCV getting back to work there. And sacsri, with this kind of off timing, this strangely timed 3-hatch build, what kind of damage can he get done? So Rush gonna move out here, force a couple of sunken colonies. I don't think sacsri will need more than 2 here. Only 1 medic with this army. It is quite a long rush distance, so the double sunken should be finished just barely in time here. He sees the 3rd hatch, is now aware of the build here from sacsri, although he may be confused about the timing of that hatch being finished. Yeah, 1 medic here not going to be enough to make this worth it. He's just going to run by. He's going to go for run by, possibly? No, he doesn't. He sees the drones coming out here to support. He's going to focus down as many drones as he can. Really, really nicely done. Trying to run into the main still. He actually gets on by here with 4 Marines. He's killed a ton of drones here as well. The mutas are about to pop out, but just a little bit slower than they should have been. Oh man, so many drones have gone down here. Rush scans that main, even though it's a weird timing here that doesn't really occur very often. He realizes that he's got a moment where he could dive in and kill sacsri outright. He's not 100% dead, but he's dead, boys. Look at how many drones we've got here. Total 7 drones with 3 hatches. You're not going to be able to spend even half the larvae that you're producing right now. The income is going to be so incredibly low. sacsri needs to get something done with these mutas. Even if he does, I don't think there's much of a hope here. And Rush just building a lot of turrets, realizing that this is really sacsri's only hope. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of any possibility of a comeback here. Building up this Marine medic count. sacsri, man, that timing. Really, he should have had mutas popping out at that moment. Generally, when the Marine medic timing comes in, that two barracks timing should be able to pop mutas, but with the addition of that 3rd hatch, he just wasn't able to make it happen. This supply depot is going to fall. The targeting from Rush was really beautiful as well. Killing as many drones as possible, killing off that sunken colony. I really didn't think he was going to be able to bust with just 1 medic. It shouldn't be possible. Maybe a lack of targeting from sacsri as well with the sunken colonies. An armory here on the way. Rush. He knows that switching techs is probably not going to be a possibility for sacsri. sacsri kind of planning for that, though, going for a Hydralisk Den. Maybe he makes lurkers here. Try and keep himself alive. We just saw a scan, or we heard the scan from Rush. If he saw that Hydralisk Den, maybe he just cancels his armory and goes for a science vessel instead. sacsri not taking any damage on these mutalisks right now. He's just looking for some free kills. He doesn't want to dive in and take any shots here. Now it's 4 medics and a ton of bio. Looks like 3 sunken colonies are going to be placed here from Rush. 4, in fact, sunken colonies going down now. And I don't think Rush can break through that, though I did say that about 2 sunken colonies earlier. But Rush was easily able to rip through those defenses. Now he's out here on the map, creating a bit of ambiguity. Looks like sacsri not actually knowing where these Marine medic are. He's gonna fly here into the main, sees 6 turrets and backs away immediately. Seems like sacsri wants to make lurkers and slowly break through those eggs in the back, try to get over here to the natural of Rush. Pretty sneaky move, but I'm not sure it's gonna work here. Rush, he should have science vessels coming soon. After these two Valkyries, I think you switch directly into science vessel after this. Queen's Nest being thrown down in the front. This is a lot of Marine Medic. And with the Valkyries here to shove away the Mitas, I think that he can actually break this. 4 seconds not going to be enough. He really could use a lurker or two here at the front as well. Marine Medic stimming up. Here we go. He's going to try and break through here. Lurkers are brought forward. Really good timing there to bring the lurkers back from the high ground there in the back. Keeps himself alive. These 3 lurkers can start to work on the eggs, and he'll transfer those lurkers over to that location once the area has been opened up. Great defense so far by sacsri. Let's see if his special tactic here, getting through to the back, can work out. We're gonna have some vessels being pumped out now. That science vessel is the science facility is flashing. So he is getting that irradiate prepared, but he shouldn't have energy here for a little while. Starting to break through. Think that Rush wants to get rid of those eggs. No, he's actually not attacking the eggs. The lurkers are getting into the back now. This is getting a little scary for Rush. He might be able to cancel. Oh god, he's gonna get all of the mutas though. Oh, the mutas getting crushed here. Every single one of them goes down. Last egg is going to fall here. Rush still not aware of this attack. Gonna come from the high ground now. Oh, the bio walking up this ramp gets absolutely massacred. A beautiful spine there from Rush. He's gonna start to assault this natural. Let's see how Rush can handle it. He's bringing back all his Marine Medics. He's got 2 science vessels here. The first irradiate goes down. A machine champ on the way. He doesn't have a tank just yet, but he will have one soon. 3 lurkers is all sacsri can muster, and another 3 are on the way now. A great split here from Rush, spreading his Marines just so professionally. sacsri's lurkers not able to get the hits that they needed to clear these Marines. More lurkers coming up, but the Marines just spreading and attacking directly into this with no upgrades on these lurkers. All of them getting taken out with relative ease. Lings and lurkers coming from the back. This is all sacsri had to hope. This was the last real hope of sacsri, was breaking through here into the natural, getting lurkers into a good position there to try and break Rush, but Rush holds it off with ease. A Defiler Mound on the way. The last hope of the last hope here for sacsri. Gonna take one more shot at it, try to take down Rush here, but he's only got 3 lurkers, and this is a huge spread of Marine Medic and Firebat. The lurker's just gonna have to unburrow and run away. No way they can contend with this. Couple of Scourge do get some connections here. sacsri, you've got to commend him for kind of hanging on throughout this game. It seemed like it was over from that initial run by there with the Marines, but he's done a good job of keeping himself alive. That in itself is a win here for now, but eventually Rush is going to get way too many science vessels out. He's going to be able to irradiate every single gas unit that sacsri has, and the amount of gas that sacsri is mining is just not enough. These lurkers get taken down as well. GG. sacsri taps out, and Rush takes game number 1, disrupting Zerg's chances here of going into the finals. Well then, with that out of the way, we're moving on to Rush versus Snow. Feel like sacsri was a little bit out of his depth here this week of A-list KCM players, S tier across the board. sacsri not able to stand up against Rush. I haven't seen anyone dismantle Zerg quite like that, running past the sunken colonies. I think the drone pull was good to prevent that, but I honestly, I really can't explain how that ended up happening just quite that way, with Rush losing hardly any Marines to those two sunken colonies, managing to kill that one and break through into the main. That was a bop for sure. Sacsri did manage to make it a bit of a game afterwards. I thought he might just tap out, but he still played it out. He did an okay job, but game was pretty well over from that point on. Now we've got Snow here. He's going to put on massive pressure to Rush, and this is going to be a very difficult build to hold here. Very difficult Rush build to hold. Cheese, I guess you could call a gateway here in the center of the map, plus a gas steal. Very, very frustrating to deal with. He's had to pull 2 SCVs to fight off this initial probe, and when the probe is being this kind of aggressive here, it kind of leads you to believe that there probably is going to be some sort of cheese coming. Okay, let's see if he checks the high ground here. No, he's not gonna check it. Oh man, that's really bad for Rush. He would love to know about this proxied gateway here. He's gonna know now that the Zealot comes in, but it's gonna be a very difficult hold either way. Yeah, putting this supply depot just a little bit to the right there would of the barracks would have been amazing, but as it stands, just gonna have to hold this push with 2 Marines. We'll see if he can do it. It's all going to come down to the micro here. So far, so good, though. Blocking out that Zealot with the SCVs and getting some good damage onto this assimilator. It looks like he will end up breaking it down. Will he go for the steal again? Ooh, that was so close. Snow almost got that steal on the gas for the second time. That would have been a heartbreaker there for Rush, but so far, textbook hold here. Rush has done an absolutely fantastic job of keeping those Zealots at bay. I don't think he's taken a single Zealot shot thus far on any of his units, which is kind of amazing. I think all of these Marines are at full HP, and with full HP Marines, he should be able to push forward and get a nice setup here at the front. Looks like a bunker coming down. Is that a bunker in the front? Zealot coming from behind here. That Zealot was not accounted for here by Rush, but he's doing a fantastic job of surrounding the second Zealot. The first one goes down, the second one goes down, the third does get a few kills there in the back. The Dragoon will be pushed away here. The bunker finished with 3 Marines inside. Should be able to keep Rush alive. Going after this last Marine. The SCV is just kind of body blocking there. Not body blocking the right unit, though. He does manage to keep that last Marine alive. Really nicely done here. Snow ducking in with his Dragoon. Does see the factory on the way, but he doesn't see the second factory. Ooh, Rush is not messing around here, man. He's gonna likely throw a machine shop on this first fact, and the second factory, he'll probably lift it off and land it over there at the bottom center, that base just outside the main. Build vultures from that location and try to flank these Dragoons with some mines. I think that's going to be a perfect follow-up here to catch all of these Dragoons and then go for an a 2-fact push across the map, possibly to just destroy this. Oh god, the Dragoon, the scout. Oh, amazing. Snow with the star sense here, able to see this factory He's gonna deny this, push it back. Oh man, Rush heartbroken here, I'm sure. It's having to send it back into the main. Everything being revealed. Snow is going to counter this perfectly now that he knows exactly what's coming. He has the Nexus down. Oh my god, he can even hit the factory from here. Are you kidding me? Looks like Rush going to bring up an SCV to repair rather than lift off again and delay his production even further than it already has been. This is not looking good for Rush here. Snow looking poised to take this game now. A command center on the way. The 2-fact push just through scouting alone has been held here by Snow. So smart of him to send that 3rd Dragoon down to that bottom center expansion location, figure out what's going on. Information is power here in StarCraft, as it is in real life as well. Able to get that information, able to find out what Rush is up to, and now he's got all the power in this game. He won't have to worry about this anymore. He's even throwing a pylon down here just to spot this location. Reavers are going to be on the way here very, very soon, and the natural base is just about to be taken here by Rush. It's so far behind this first Nexus. Oh, no Reaver, just a observer to be coming across the map here. Rush gonna try and take this high ground. Fighting up the high ground is very, very difficult. Mine here in the front. Oh, he runs forward with the Dragoon, but not able to get the mine to set off there. Go after that 1 Dragoon. Yes, he does focus that down. 1 tank will end up falling, but pretty decent trade. Oh my, 1 HP. Oh my god, it manages to escape. Are you kidding me here? Will be able to get on top of and kill this gateway though. Killing the gateway is a big deal. It's going to limit the production here for Snow. He's bringing up some Dragoons now, maybe able to prevent this from going down. If he brings enough Dragoons forward, but 3 tanks are pretty scary. He is just going to fall back from now. Kind of setting up a pylon wall, interestingly enough, on that high ground. Looks like he'll be using that with the 1 Dragoon to keep the vultures out of his base. Mine. Good connection. Will get the vulture inside. Very low HP on that. He should just go for some kills there in the probe line, but instead going into the main, gonna throw down some mines. Try to get some shots off here on the probes on gas. That's not really the best way to get probe kills here, but he's very worried about only 1 shot, 1 kill for these. Oh my god, the pickup! Holy crap! That is insanity. Snow with the micro. Oh, he eats a mine though. Oh, and he gets it. There we go. Finally, a Dragoon brought up there. Clears that 1 single vulture. That was really good micro from both sides there. Rush keeping that vulture alive for an inordinate amount of time. Getting that a mine shot on the Reaver as well as it pops out. But the pickups there on those probes, so Gosu. Absolutely incredible micro from Snow to keep just extra probes alive there in the main base. Trying to clear this mine, but doesn't activate. It's like Snow adding on some more gates. He's also got the 3rd base on the way here. And this is a game, boys. We got a game now. I thought that Snow was going to be able to take this away after shutting down that 2 factory play, but maybe Rush has something here. Maybe he can make something happen in this game. I think he only got 1 probe for that vulture, but he's killed quite a few Dragoons. He's cleared out that gateway in the center of the map as well. Gonna make another run by. Oh, just a little bit of unfortunate timing there. The Zealots were in the wall as they were rallying out, so he's not able to get in there. Reavers here on high ground. One of the most annoying things you can deal with as a Terran player. And Snow Reavers are no exception. Probably one of the most annoying Reaver players in the world. I say annoying, but it's really just very, very good, solid play, because he is so great at picking up that Reaver over and over again and just backing away slowly as the Terran player advances, picking off any units that stray too far ahead of the pack. And Rush is going to have to deal with that as he moves to take his third, which he will likely be doing. I don't see a very large factory explosion in the main. He's likely going to throw down... Oh, okay. Never mind. We've got 5 facts. Maybe a 6 going to be on the way here. Rush may want to end this game with a singular push and not... you know, extend this one out, going for a bunch of upgrades. And that looks like the Citadel just now starting, so we're not going to have Zealot speed for quite a while. About 3-4 probes there picked off by the Vultures. That's some good damage. Rush going to slowly start to push forward, but oh my god, double hits there. Looks like the Reaver will get picked off, though. Okay, very good here for Rush. I thought he was going to get a double kill. That Snow was going to get a double kill with those 2 Reaver shots, killing off 2 tanks, but he didn't manage to get that done. Now, but a lot of these tanks are very, very low HP. We've got some Vultures brought up here to deal with these drop Zealots, but one of these tanks is going to go down for sure, focusing on the tanks that are low HP here. Picking off a couple of those. Now going to have to retreat. Snow, I thought maybe he was going to break that position with the double shuttle, but Rush hangs on, bringing up the rallies just in time to deal with those Zealots. They don't have movement speed just yet, but they do have speed shuttles to escort them on top of these tanks. Now all the Goliaths have been picked off as well. He's going to have to replace them with some turrets for that anti-air. Otherwise, the shuttles will go unanswered. A third base is on the way here. So Rush is just being very careful, making sure he had 5-6 factories before going into that third. Some more kills down here at the bottom right. There is a pylon wall north of this position, so there you can see the pylon wall blocking these Vultures from moving freely here and trying to get more damage. Rush using these Vultures sparingly here on the map, trying to get some mines out, trying to get some probe damage. Is he going to go for a massive attack here? He's going to go up onto high ground. This is a very nice position to be in here as Rush, but I don't think he can do a full-on attack at this moment. Snow has a lot of shuttles. There are not many Goliaths in this army. I think 4 here, 4 Goliaths. That can shoot down a shuttle pretty quickly. But I think there's going to be 3 or 4 shuttles here. 2 shuttles coming forward right now. He's going to not focus down the shuttles. In the midst of this battle, the Goliath's kind of firing on those Dragoons, and the Zealots are placed in perfect position. A lot of those Dragoons on the south side get blown up very easily. And Rush will hold this position, but massively reduce the number of tanks in this army. And Rush really limping here. Can he put together a decent push once again? Get across this map, deal some damage. Here we go, getting into the third base. Gonna get a few more probe kills, but he's not gonna have many Vultures here if he wants to actually push. Vultures, for the most part, have been picked off. He's going to send another wave of Vultures down towards the bottom right-hand corner. There are 2 cannons in that location. You can see still only 2 tanks over here. That high ground position. Rush going to slowly push forward, adding on more turrets in that location. That is one of the few places where turrets can actually be added. See, down here on this kind of center middle ground. Middle high ground, I guess you could say, the second high ground location. Not the top, but the middle. You can put some some turrets in that location. The green space, as you can see, cannot be built upon. Here comes another shuttle into the third base. Not the greatest shot though with the Reaver. He does get a few vultures, but great pullback there from Rush. Keeps all of his SCVs alive. Can resaturate that base immediately, and that's one less Reaver to worry about. One less Snow Reaver is fantastic here for Rush as he pushes forward towards this natural area, holding the high ground here. More turrets being added on, more Goliaths. Stargate is done, but I haven't seen any additional tech here, whether it be Arbiter or carrier tech, to come out from Snow. He's taking another base down at the bottom center. Gonna snag that location to really pump up his economy here. Good focus firing on that shuttle. Only one Templar manages to get out of this shuttle. Lot of Zealots here though, and the Storms are pretty decent to push back the Vultures. Tanks are being taken out here, but the Zealots have now dried up. One last Storm to finish off that tank. And Vultures here just gonna lay mines in the front. Looks like barracks will fall as well. Another Dragoon getting picked off here. It's a great opportunity now for the Vultures to run forward and pick off some of these Templar, but he's actually going down towards the bottom center, maybe lay some mines and attack that new base, that fresh base from Snow. There's only 3 Dragoons here, 4 Dragoons, excuse me, so it's gonna take time to break through these mines. Rush gonna back away from this location and shove forward towards the natural once again, rather than trying to harass that bottom center. More and more mines being laid down here. This is becoming a serious minefield in the center. Another robotics on the way, so he wants to go really heavy shuttle style here. I don't know what the Stargate was for. Maybe he thought he had time to transition, but finds out that he's not able to. Look at that, able to hit the minerals here in the natural of Snow, forcing those probes away, but there's plenty of other bases to mine from. The base up at the 12 o'clock is being taken as well. Rush has no idea about that location. Able to hit this Nexus with just one tank. That's enough. The timer has been placed on Snow now. He's got to make a move here, and here comes that move. Shuttles being bombed here. Zealots bombs on these tanks. It's like both of those 2 tanks will be taken out. I think Rush can easily move forward once again and take that. What is up there at the 12? Okay, it's a gateway. Gateway over at this location has built quite a few units, all from that one gate. He built like, what is this, 5, 6 Dragoons and a bunch of Zealots. Now they're going to be down here at the 3rd trying to deal some damage. I think the rallies can easily hold this though. 3 tanks and a whole bunch of Vultures. Gonna push all of this away. Unfortunately for Snow, not able to make any headway with those units. That was a long con there, building that gateway up in the top center. Doesn't end up working out, but this bust actually going pretty well here. He manages to take out most of the tanks on that low ground and takes the pressure off of his natural here. Some of these tanks gonna unsiege, move forward with the rest of the army, but Rush is mined out in the main now. His natural is probably getting low at this point. He'll have to take a 4th relatively soon or risk mining out. I'm surprised he hasn't tried to take the base up at top center or the base in the top left hand corner, but he's gonna move forward here, gonna go after some of these Templar. One goes down before laying down its Storm. The second gets a Storm off, but Rush is gonna be able to push forward here, staying unsieged as he comes up to this high ground. This is scary. I think that Snow has a little bit too much here. The Storms are going to be way too good. The Reaver shots, oh my god, the siege up, not the right choice, I feel, but Rush is starting to splatter some of these Dragoons. The Reaver getting amazing hits here. However, Rush is pushing all of this back, and he does focus on that shuttle Looks like he will get one of them. The shuttle with the Reaver does escape, and Rush gonna back off for now. Perhaps change his focus down towards this bottom expansion here. 6 o'clock expansion. Under threat. Looks like that will end up getting taken out unless Snow has something to say about it right here, right now. Bringing up this Reaver shuttle. Going after the shuttle here. It does pick that off. The shuttle and Reaver have fallen, but a surround here with Zealots and Dragoons. All these tanks are going to fall, and Rush not able to break this location. Snow holds by the skin of his teeth here, just barely able to keep himself alive down there at the bottom center. Here comes more reinforcements, but of course Snow, he's got some units coming from the north as well. GG. Zealots surround and kill that final tank, and Rush taps out. Wow, a great game there from both sides. I think Snow, just fantastic game understanding, really realizing Rush's options after that initial Zealot pressure, just feeling that there is likely to be a 2-factory. He checks that box, he locates that second factory and takes a massive advantage in that game. He really didn't get too much done with the early Zealots, but the fact that he delayed the natural and he scouted the 2-fact put him so far ahead. Rush almost managed to break him with the follow-up attack, but Snow eventually takes him down, and now we're gonna move into Snow versus either Shine or Soma. That's coming up next. My goodness, finally we're gonna see a Protoss versus Zerg on this map. It is 76. Can tell immediately because of the tile set, and of course that mineral patch right below the Nexus. Dead giveaway here that this is that crazy map, and we're finally, yes, finally gonna get ZVP here. Been waiting for it for a while. We've just been getting back to back TVPs on this map, and it's been almost a foregone conclusion who's gonna end up winning there. It just feels so imbalanced in favor of the Protoss. Look at that, putting the pylon right beside the Nexus. Doesn't want to waste even a second of this very precious mining time here on the front. Mineral patch on that mineral patch right next to the Nexus. Neither player going to snag an island base here. Very interesting to start things off. An incredibly quick gate gas here from Snow, and a very, very fast hatchery for Shine. I want to jump back to that previous map. I feel like Rush played an excellent game, but Snow, he was in the driver's seat throughout that game, in the aggressive mode, and I hope that he'll continue that. I'm really feeling Protoss here. You know, this battle between who's going to get first place in the 8 weeks of KCM. Protoss is looking spectacular, especially with an aggressive Snow coming out here to lead the pack. It's harder and harder to see a way that Zerg can end up coming out ahead. We do have, of course, Soma, but I don't think Shine is the guy who can bring it home here, that can take down Snow. But, you know, this is the craziest map. This is the wildest map, with the Protoss versus Zerg matchup being as volatile as it is. And Mr. Bega builds here, Shine, we'll see what he can bring out for this map here. What is he going to show us as his chosen way for dealing with Protoss on this map? It'll be very, very interesting to see that. If anyone can bring out something really interesting, it's going to be Shine. absolutely our thought leader here as the Zerg race in terms of what kind of crazy builds can come out, what kind of wacky cheeses can pro players come up with. Shine is at the forefront, leading the way in that regard. Going to throw down the layer here at the front natural. This is a gasless expand, so unlikely we'll see mutas here right off the bat. I just don't think that's going to be a real possibility. On the other side, Snow one basing it, building a starport. Shine, this is a very important scout here. His first overlord didn't go the correct direction, so he's going to scout him now. He's going to see this as one base, no back natural. The moment he sees that Stargate, he'll know that no Nexus is somewhere out on the map or in that back base. Look at that. Probe scouting the overlord there at the top left. I think that's likely where Snow will go immediately after killing this first overlord. Couple of Lings coming across the map here. This is a pretty decent Ling group with speed as well, but there's 3 Zealots here. You're never going to break this ramp. That ramp is so incredibly tight. You can see Hydra's setting out on the map here. He knows this overlord is under threat. That Corsair right on the way. Okay, actually he's sending the Hydras down to the bottom right now. Yeah, Snow sending the Corsair right on up here. Will pick off that overlord, and looks like Shine wants to take another base in the top left. This is surprising. And a Spire on the way as well. All of his gas going to that Spire. I doubt he'll have the money to produce Hydras plus build his upgrades for those Hydras as well and get the Spire. He's gonna have to sacrifice somewhere, and it's likely going to be in Hydra speed or range. He's not gonna have those upgrades this game, at least not for now, until he gets another gas. Overlord's being attacked here. 3 Corsairs doing a great job. Gonna pick off one of these Hydras. Oh, a Lurker. He went Lurker. Oh my goodness, what a mix-up here. Shine throwing down a Spire and going Lurker at the same time off of 1 gas, but he loses about 4 overlords there, down to 33 of 10. So not much going on here for Shine at the moment. He's popping Lings. He's gonna run up this ramp with Lurkers, gonna break the ramp with Lurkers. However, Zealots can just back away from this and fight the Lings on even terms here. You cannot get up this ramp with the Lurkers, so I mean, he can't hit this cannon. Probes are going to come forward. Zealots are in low enough number where the Lings can actually win this fight, it looks like. But the probes are doing a fantastic job. Looks like he's going to go for the cannon. Cannon does get picked off. Hydras are going to come up now. Hydras mounting the ramp here. A lot of these Zealots are very low, and he can't get close to this ramp here. So the Hydras have a safe location to fall back to no matter what. This Corsair with 5 kills. Oh my god, so many kills on that. 5 overlords, and look, Shine at 25 of 2. Oh my god, he's got nothing. He can't build anything right now. They're finally opening up 1 supply. He tries to morph that Lurker, excuse me, unburrow that Lurker and maybe try to run up the ramp. I don't know if that's actually possible. Is it possible to get up this ramp with just 2 Lurkers? I guess maybe. We'll lose another 2 overlords here. And cannons are finishing up on the high ground. I think Shine has been bested on this ramp. He's not going to be able to get through this location. Surrounds and almost kills that Lurker. Very, very close there. Not able to take it down. Looks like 2 Lurkers here right near the ramp. Lings could be sent forth. We have to remember, guys, there's no second base here for Snow. He's just sitting on 1 base, defending against Lurkers. A Shine who is on 2 bases. He's trying so hard to get up this ramp. It seems really next to impossible, though. I wonder if he tested this before. if it is actually a possibility to get both lurkers, or to get one of those lurkers up the ramp through glitching. 2 drones here in the natural. So many overlords have died over and over again that I think Shine has just run out of steam here. He really needs to drone up and take this into a later game. There's no way he's breaking those 3 cannons. It's just not a possibility. He brings back the drone from the top left, which looked like it was about to throw down a 3rd base, but that's not going to be a possibility here with the lack of mineral income on the side of Shine. I think Snow would definitely behoove him to go into a shuttle here, just go around these lurkers at the ramp, leave the cannons there to just defend, and the lurkers will be next to useless. Another overlord going down once again, supply blocked. Shine has got to be getting tired of this by now. He built a spire. Where are the Scourge? I haven't seen Scourge as of yet. Finally, Overlord speed is done, so at least he won't be losing too many more. As I say that, another one gonna go down here. These 5 Corsairs, probably with 10, 15 kills between them. 15 Overlord kills. I think it's got to be close to that. Overlord's coming up here. Does he have drop? Maybe that's the next phase of the operation here from Shine. Bring drop overlords around, but he's gonna lose another overlord here, it looks like. No, picks off a Corsair. Drop overlord. It seems ridiculous when there's this number of Corsairs available. Where are these overlords going? He's actually trying to bait here or something? What is he doing? Sending overlords out. He scouts that there's no base, I think. But he's coming forward with these Hydras, and Zealots are present. There's cannons here. He kills one. You can't really engage with the Zealots with 4 lurkers behind this. So maybe he can make this happen? Oh no, a Reaver pops out. Reaver is going to be the end of this attack, I think. Reaver with the... Oh, he can kill the Observer. He gets the Observer. That's a huge moment. Gonna run forward with the lurkers, with the Scarab is way too good. He kills the lurker. GG. Shine taps out. Snow takes that victory. Very nicely done there. Well defended. I feel like Shine getting a little ahead of himself, trying to end that game as quickly as possible, just not defending the overlords properly, sending Hydras across the map. That would have been really nice to keep some of those back at home, just to keep the overlords alive and the production rolling. Might have had a late game scenario available to him, but since he lost so many overlords, since he kept sending units across the map there, it was really impossible to continue to fight any further. So with that, we're gonna go on to our game number 4. Only 1 Zerg player remains, and Protoss poised to take this week of KCM and advance to the finals. We'll see if Soma has anything to say about it, or will Royal go on another killing spree here. Perhaps he can take down a couple of these Protoss players, or one of these Protoss players anyway. Make Soma's life a little bit easier. It's going to be Light or Royal versus Snow that's coming up next. Things are looking great right now for Protoss and their chances of advancing to the finals here. I think Royal could throw a wrench into things, but you know, at the end of the day, as long as Zerg goes down first, you know, as long as Soma doesn't go on an absolute killing spree, then Protoss will end up taking that victory. Soma has a huge load here, a lot of heavy lifting if he wants to take this series, if he wants to bring things back for the Zergs. But before that, we have to get into this game. We've got Royal in the top right hand corner, Snow in the top left. Looks like he's going to scout cross map and then head up towards the north. He's going to spot his opponent here, Royal, sending out his SCV in the wrong direction, but it's fine. He's going to throw down a factory here. Has that good positioning from which to micro his marines in case some zealot aggression does come. Getting a little damage onto this onto this marine. Snow just making the most out of every unit here. That damage will never be repaired on that marine or healed on that marine. So Probe just gonna get on home and regenerate those shields, giving the zealot a little bit more of an opportunity to deal some damage here. I think he only needs 2 hits to kill that one marine. Looks like he will go after the SCV building the factory, but lucky chance there. Royal, his SCV slides to the other side of the factory just in the nick of time, and he will avoid losing even a single SCV there, and no delay on that factory either. Meanwhile, SCV finally making its way over here to the Protoss Natural. We'll see basically everything at this point. He knows exactly what's the plan here for Snow, at least as far as the early game goes. His command center just a little bit behind where the Nexus is at this moment, so not a bad position here. Both players on even footing, going to be going on to this mid game, and I think it's going to be a great back and forth between these two fantastic players. Royal and Snow, absolutely two of the best of their respective races, and Royal really on top of the world as of late. Gonna see how he does in the ASL, but oh my god, this block! Oh, he almost made that really good there. He lost a couple of marines. The Vulture with the body block almost managed to make it happen, almost managed to kill that Dragoon. He does in the end finish it off. There's no bunker here, but a tank is coming up. There's a Zealot as well, but with a bit of control here, the tank is going to get that moving shot going on the Dragoon. Oh my god, this is kind of insane here. Really nice control there out of Royal. Means he will be able to kill both of those Dragoons. It keeps his tank and his Vulture alive. He lost a few Marines, but that's completely acceptable for picking off this number of Dragoons in the early game. He even keeps that Vulture alive at the end. So when the dust settles, I think that was 3 or 4 Marines being killed for 2 Dragoons and a couple of Zealots as well, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic trading here out of Royal in the early game, and it may lead him to gamble everything here. Maybe go for a 4-fact push. Immediate shield battery here. Royal, Snow aware of the possibility here that Royal could push his advantage, try to get a quick win. Throwing down the 3rd gateway along with his shield battery in the front just to cover that possibility. Snow, as always, the very smart play. He cancels the battery there, just realizing that nothing's coming across the map. Doesn't need that building here just yet. With the 3rd gateway finishing, he's probably going to be okay. On the other side of the map, Royal not planning to execute a push here. Has an armory on the way. He's got an eBay as well. Just looking to place a few nice mines here, get some vision on the map, find out when that 3rd base is going to be taken. And these tanks are in an interesting location right now. I'm a bit confused about where these tanks are going. We've got 3 tanks, 3 Vultures, 4 Vultures, and a Marine moving around in a very curious pattern here, heading towards the natural. Snow gonna run forward and kill one of these Vultures, but the tanks and the Vultures are now behind these Dragoons, kind of catching them here. He's gonna lay mines on the other side of them. Looks like they still have a little bit of an escape path here towards the south. Snow threading the needle right now, getting his army away from these dragoons, or away from these tanks and vultures, and actually picking off a decent number of those vultures, avoiding the mines. Finally, speed is done, so Royal should be able to get ahead of these, but great control here by Royal, focusing down the vultures, running away from these mines. He's gonna go all the way down to the bottom right-hand corner and maybe try to flank this tank force here. Only 3 tanks, not enough to take on dragoons from multiple angles, so he is going to back away. Kind of a interesting game of footsies there, back and forth between Royal and Snow. A lot of stuff happening, a lot of things that are probably going over my head here in this cast in terms of the really specific movement and positioning here between these two players. Now coming forward with those same 3 tanks. He's been producing just pure vulture in preparation for this attack, but he's got nothing here for anti-air, and the shuttle is out now. Gonna drop some dragoons on top of this force, and the tanks are unsieged. Wow, oh no, a lot of tanks go down there. 2 tanks, but the dragoons are getting pushed back by this mass vulture. Even the tanks adding a bit of DPS in their unsieged mode. There's no zealots on the field to tank damage, and quite a few dragoons went down there. There's our 3rd command center and a starport on the way as well, so Royal signaling that he's probably not going to continue this attack, instead focusing on upgrades, focusing on getting his 3rd base, and a longer game will likely ensue here. That 4-fact play didn't end up ending the game. Was kind of an in the middle of the road 4-fact build. I thought he was going to initially go for 4-fact, you know, no eBay, no armory, or maybe just an eBay there to help him with the dedicated push, try to win the game straight up from that position. But he got the armory, he started upgrades, he started the eBay. It gives him a better position here from where we are now, but it didn't allow him to break Snow in that situation. Not building turrets with that push seemed like an oversight there. He really should have had some SCVs with that army. Just build a couple of turrets. Would have made that slow shuttle so much less useful. He wouldn't have had to unsiege his tanks at that moment. Would have been much harder for Snow to break that position, but unfortunately here we are. Royal, fortunately or unfortunately, I guess, unfortunately for Royal, this game is going to continue. He wasn't able to take him down, but fortunately for us, we are going to get to see more and a longer game here between these two. And it appears that Snow is looking for some damage here. Gonna fly in. Double shuttle is prepped. We do have turrets at the edge of the base and closer to the command center. Looks like gonna drop a couple of zealots. Does take quite a lot of damage from the oh god, he's gonna go after this armory. Armory is super important at this moment. This is the spinning armory, which is upgrading, possibly +2. One more shot from the Reaver, and he does take it down. Looks like tank sieging up here in the main. Oh my god. Snow is microing on the other side of the map. He's not dealing with this. You can see he's focusing on this drop here in the main base, and so many kills on this tank right now. It's crazy. Royal doing massive damage, although he's taking quite a bit of punishment in his own main. I think the the tank just absolutely crushing. How many kills? 8, 2, and 10. So 20 kills here from this drop. Royal's choice of going to dropship here pays off immensely. Excellent drop in that location. Snow kind of licking his wounds. Gonna send another Reaver in. Oh, I think this duds. He does get the dud. Flying back in, he goes for another drop, loses the shuttle. See how many more kills he can get. Only 4 kills, man. He needs so much more damage than this. There we go. Reaver will get picked off. And man, oh man, that counter drop. So incredibly strong. You can see Snow's multitasking was at... Oh my god, he's just gonna run straight in here. This is wild. Looks like a bunch of mines gonna come down here, but tanks on the high ground. Oh, he's gonna lose this one in the natural. Big mine hit there. Doesn't hit any of the SCVs, and only 1 Dragoon remains. Gonna try and hit a few final SCVs. However, Royal going to clean this out without too much more trouble. And I think that was a kind of a desperation move there we saw out of Snow. Oh god, this Dragoon stuck in kind of a weird position. He did get rid of the turret though. Can drop a couple of Zealots and a Dragoon here in the back. This is just kind of holding off the inevitable push, though. Royal is eventually going to get his stuff together and go across the map. You can see the supply differential is huge. And it's only going to grow here because so many probes were killed. Actually, there's not a bad number of probes over on Protoss' side. Surprisingly, after losing 20, he still seems to have decent saturation on 3 base. But his Terran opponent has 3 base as well. A dropship coming into the main once again. He can hit the probes on the low ground from this position. Is he gonna go for it? Hitting the most useless unit actually there instead. He takes a shot. Oh, a Reaver here. 10 kills. Oh my god, he got 6 kills immediately there upon landing. A ton of SCV damage, but it does get cleaned up. And this base here, the 3rd base, is being sieged by Royal. His 3rd base is still mining. He's completely fine on his side of the map. And I think this is just about the end here. Royal scans. He sees the army moving out in a wide arc. It looks like Snow wants to take a fight here, but this is way too many tanks. He even throws down the D-Matrix. There's the first storm. Not too bad of a storm. Dealing quite a lot of damage to some of these tanks. Even gets the Science Vessel as well, but that's a lot of tanks. Wait, no Vultures here. Here we go. Vultures rallying forward. A couple of tanks gonna siege up in the back. And pushing through for the win here. Royal takes this game. GG. Wow, a really fantastic game there. That's the clapper from KCM. The drop, the tank drop in the midst of all the craziness that was going on with Snow trying to break him. Snow trying to do so many different things at once. Micro has Dragoons into the 3rd base, dropping in the main, dropping in the natural. He just didn't have the presence of mind to pay attention to his own main at the same time. 20 probes is a lot of economic damage, and it was unrecoverable, the position that Snow found himself in after that damage was done. Well played, Royal. We're gonna go on to our next game, Soma versus Royal. That's coming up next. Well, what you're looking at right now, the final hope for Zerg. And down here, over on the right side of the map, it's going to be Royal. Soma, of course, that last faint hope of making it into the finals. He has so much work to do here. Still remaining 4 of the best Terran and Protoss players we have in the world right now. It would be a miracle if Soma was able to take each of them down, and that's what he has to do right now in order to win over the Protoss side and get into that finals. A tall order indeed, and Royal is on a bit of a spree here. I mean, he only took down Snow, but that was a great game from him. An excellent display of his ability to multitask. In general, you know, you very often see Terran players get absolutely eviscerated by Snow's multitasking and harassment play, but Royal managing to not only hold it off with minimal losses, but also execute a drop at the same time. Now, if that doesn't give you a clue to his kind of quality in this game, I mean, I don't know what could. Royal absolutely top tier performance in that last game. We'll see how he does here with the Wallen at the front. To give himself a nice tight location to defend against any aggressive lings in the early game. It looks like quite a few have been made. 4 lings here, just enough to track down this SCV, although it is hiding out on the map, may not be spotted right here. And look at that, perfect wall in. More Marines being produced here. The command center just about to finish, so Royal finds himself in a good position in this early game. Minimal damage will be done here, trying to hit that supply depot, but the second Marine comes out, and that means he has to pull back. And I mean, Soma, he's gonna have to rely on Mutalisk control here, I think, unless he wants to go for something crazy, some sort of wild lurker play. I just don't see that happening because there's the SCV in the base. There's no nothing hidden right now, and there's the Spire. Factory on the way on the side of Royal. He's definitely going for a Valkyrie build here. That super early factory is a dead giveaway. Coming across the map with 4 lings. This is a little bit wild. Ling speed is done. 4 Marines, excuse me. Did I say lings? Those Marines gonna go ahead and head home after seeing that ling speed is finished. Won't be able to force out a sunken or anything like that. He's just gonna come on back here and defend while getting into his Valkyrie. Factory gonna finish up in just a second. Armory should start immediately after the starport here, and he's gonna have plenty of defense for this Mutalisk harassment that comes out. I wonder what this statistic is here down at the bottom right hand corner. Maybe the map statistics here. That's a possibility. Not 100% sure, but Protoss with a very high win rate, that kind of makes sense. 7.7% for the Zerg. I don't like those statistics. As a Zerg player, I call that fake news. I don't know how many games have been played here as Zerg on Heartbreak Ridge, but it may not have been many. We've got some missile turrets here in the main. Everything getting ready, everything looking good for Royal here. He's managed to get away with this very early expand. He's putting a bunker at the front. That's going to be great for pushing away the Mutalisk from the supply depots here. Gonna get his Marine back inside, risking the Ling run by just to make sure that he can get that up. Oh, the turret just barely finished there. That high ground turret staying alive is just excellent here for Royal. The timing absolutely razor thin, but managing to keep that alive. He needs to keep this barracks alive as well. He's trying to pop out a Marine. He does end up canceling and pulling that barracks back. A little bit unfortunate he wasn't able to get that out, but the first Valkyrie is active. Be looking for a big volley here. Double Scourge on the way, and this is going to be the answer from Soma. He's realized what's going on here. He's going to try and dive in, try to get a connection here with some Scourge. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh my god, beautifully done there. Soma picking off that Valkyrie is so big here. So big. He can kind of eat these shots from this Valkyrie. Of course, not too much, but one Valkyrie is so much worse than two, and two Valkyries is so much worse than 3 or 4. It's kind of insane. Coming in once again. See, he could just eat that damage, kill all the Marines, and back away. His health is starting to get a little bit low, but he could bring forward some more Scourge to try and limit this count some more. A scan comes down, sees that there are Hydras on the way, so a transition will have to occur here. Immediately gonna drop that machine shot, but not having that done a little bit earlier might end up hurting Royal here. Throwing down a secondary bunker. He knows that lurkers are on the way. There's the lurker morph. Just out here in the front. 6 lurkers going to be coming forward, but a tank should be in production now, along with siege mode and possibly even a science vessel as well. These Valkyries just do not have longevity in this matchup. Once the transition point has occurred, he's going to hop out of the bunker and stim up, but just a Ling run forward here, just checking on the defenses. Not quite ready yet for a full-on attack, but now he's got the lurkers here. He's gonna run up, try to kill this one bunker. That's quite a few lurkers, and the bunker will end up going down in just one more shot. There we go. The Marines fall as well, and these supply depots will be going down here. That first tank is out, but it's just not quite in range. There we go. As he moves forward, will be in range now. Tank is setting up here into siege mode, and the turrets are helping him to view those, to see and detect the lurkers here in that position. He forces everything back. Royal deeply supply blocked in the red at the moment. We'll start to add on those supply depots. Meanwhile, Soma taking his third, getting ready for that next stage of the game. This is a very hard map for Zerg because there are few bases that can be easily defended. The real challenge is continuously keeping the pressure on the Terran so that he can't break any of these bases. He can't go across the map and fight you. And Soma doing a great job of that so far, just really on top of Royal from the very beginning. A few SCVs did go down in that attack, and it looks like the temple will fall as well. Look at all the Marines getting out of the bunker here, getting prepared just in case the lurkers come running forward. Stim and immediately jump in the bunker. Some good kills here on the SCVs. Despite Valkyries being present, he wasn't able to push those away efficiently. Not able to get any volleys onto that location. Kills off the temple there, but will back away. Seeing the tanks in siege mode on that low ground, it's not going to be worth it to try and break through in that direction. We still don't have a science vessel here, but 4 tanks are present. 4 tanks is a lot. That's very hard to break through. So I think Soma will have to wait for a move out here eventually from Royal before diving upon that army. This is a lot of Marines here. 4 and a 5th tank about to pop. There's the first vessel. A lot of Scourge are present though. Maybe he can pick that off. If he gets the vessel and 1 or 2 of those Valkyries, his mutas can do a lot more work. I'm not sure back at home what Soma's follow-up's going to be. Is he going to be going for a hive here in good time? Looks like coming up to the high ground, going to burrow. All the SCVs have to back away immediately. Oh, Valkyrie. One of them does get hit, but I think they're all still alive here. Wait, where's the second Valkyrie? Okay, it's tucked underneath the first. Trying to deal some damage to these Valkyries. He gets the second one. Wow, both of them end up getting picked off here. And the vessel not with a radiate just yet. Needs to get a radiate out here. Oh my god. Good D-Matrix. Really, really smart D-Matrix there. Royal keeping that tank alive. Beautiful, beautiful play. It's hard to think of that in such a tense situation. You know, generally you're used to throwing down irradiates against Zerg, but D-Matrix is an amazing, amazing spell, and keeping that tank alive is really, really clutch. Oh god. Science vessel. Good. Oh, he loses it. He managed to kill one of the Scourge, but the mutas were focusing that down. And the mutas are going ham here on these SCVs, taking over this high ground once again with some of these lurkers. Not the greatest pullout here from Soma. Not able to keep his mutas from taking massive damage. And taking the base down here at the bottom right, just outside of the base of Royal. Oh god. This refinery on fire right now. He needs to save that. Oh, gonna lose a tank. Soma just keeping this pressure on all the time. He's coming back again. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. That was so many SCVs. Oh man, Royal. He lost so much right there. Soma absolutely relentless. Over and over again, he constantly brings those lurkers back to just pressure that location. Looks like tanks are coming up here, but this is a pure Mutaforce that's been evolved. Oh god, so many mutas here. Ling's diving on top of the Marines as well. I think that's all she wrote. GG. Wow, what a game. Soma with some creativity there, dealing with the Valkyrie rush in a spectacular fashion. That's been a build that's really changed this matchup immensely. ZVT never has been quite the same since Light thought that build up, but Snow seems to have found the counter. He seems to have found ways around this build and its power. Big moments there. Picking off that first Valkyrie was massive. Switching into Lurker was huge. The jumping on the back there over and over again. Denying the mining was massive, and then the huge switch into mass muta. Completely unexpected there by Royal. You could see how much he had invested into tanks, like 8 tanks or something like that. Imagine if a couple more of those were Valkyries. He probably could have done a lot better against that force, but as it stands, Royal picked apart by Soma, and now we're going to go on to our next game. It's going to be Soma versus either Mini or Bez. Still a long way to go here. The road to victory still looking very, very long indeed, but Soma has taken the first step. Let's jump into our next game. All right, guys, moving on to game 6. It's going to be Mini versus Soma here on Dark Origin. Soma taking that first step towards a Zerg victory here on the path. He just needs to take down Mini, then Light, then Best. It's a tall order, but he'll do his best here. Absolutely. Coming out with a 12 hatch, and it seems like he wants to take the third base, making it out on the map just perfectly in time in order to get this third. He knows that on this 2-player map, Mini is going to be there in time to block that natural base, so making the correct adjustment here. Going to grab his spawning pool right on after and keep a drone active out chasing this probe around. He wants to make sure that no cannon rush comes down over there at the natural. He's even sending his second overlord in that direction just to make sure. Gas and pool going to be the follow-up there. I'll be wanting to take his natural relatively soon. Mini gonna be pressuring with the zealots here. So Soma will have to hold that. Has to keep that in mind. I don't think his overlord's quite at the natural yet. No, looking from the minimap, can see he did spot that zealot coming, so he knows the build now and will build the appropriate number of lings. Looks like 6 lings going to be the choice here. Sending the zealot directly back home. Not going to stay and try to fight the lings here. Try to find a spot behind mineral patches, perhaps, but instead just going to go all the way on back home. Try to plug up that wall, get the cannon down, and prepare for these lings. This is quite a few lings. 8 lings have been produced, so Soma looking to put some pressure back onto his opponent now. Chasing with just 1 single ling, the rest going across the map. More lings are popping. Mini wants to know about this. Very important that he finds out that more lings are on the way here. 2 zealots out in the front. Gotta be careful not to allow those to get ran past. Single probe here. Playing with fire. Mini gonna lose 1 zealot. Great surround. Soma. An excellent pick off there at the front. He put a lot of damage onto that gateway as well. I'm not sure if it was completely worthwhile though. We've got speed and about 10 to 12 lings. That's quite the investment. Only getting a single zealot. And putting some pressure on Mini here. Mini has that nexus done. The cannon finished in time, and he's going to keep this wall in, so I'm not sure who's ahead at this point. I definitely wouldn't feel Soma's position too much here. He's already got a few drones at that 3rd base, but he's not nearly as droned up as he'd like to be at this point in time. Generally, when you play Zerg versus Protoss, you kind of want to be reacting here to the number of zealots that are being produced by your opponent. If he's not producing a whole lot of zealots and you're producing a ton of lings and you don't manage to get in and deal any damage, you're just going to be behind in the drone count overall. It's a fact of life. Now, Soma starting to throw down some hatcheries. He hasn't teched into Hydras just yet. He's going to catch this probe. Nicely done. Making sure that a sneaky probe can get out on the map and get a free scout going here. Spire starting just now. No, that's not a second Stargate. Citadel there. 1 Stargate in the main, and Mini keeping it normal here. Not really going for any crazy tech. Gonna add on a bunch of gateways now. Hasn't had any information on the map for quite a long time, so has to send this Corsair immediately across the map to make sure no Hydras are on the way here. Has about 6 zealots, so once the second cannon finishes, he'll also be able to push out with those without fear of a counter attack. Here come 4 zealots. And that first Corsair is heading out. Not the direction I was expecting, though. I thought you would send that directly across the map. Try to look for Hydras that are on the way. Only 1 Corsair has been made. Second Corsair not on the way here. He is going to see the Spire, though, and may end up producing more Corsairs and +1 for the air weapons. We'll see, though. Group colony on the way. I think it's likely we're gonna see mutas pop out here shortly, and a Zergling muta defense from Soma. I don't see a Hydralisk Den sunken being built. There's the Hydra Den. It's quite late though. Mutas are going to be popping out here in a moment. Lings are ready. He didn't send the eggs over to the left side though, so not able to block these zealots from getting on top of the sunken colony. All you need to do is combine some of the larvae in a hotkey with a unit and hit stop multiple times. It will move to the left side and block zealots from getting through that area. Does manage to hold that with relative ease though, thanks to the tight area there. Oh, Corsair. Oh yes, very, very nice. Two more Scourge coming up. Can he actually connect here? I don't think so. Maybe with one of these, but the Photon Cannon back at home is about to finish. And yeah, Soma gonna pull back away from these Corsairs. Allow them to escape for now. And overall, a pretty decent hold. I saw at least 2 drones go down, maybe 3. But all of those zealots were picked off. And now air dominance here from Soma with the Scourge as well. Able to keep these Scourge back. Wow, picks off one of those Scourge. Some excellent micro. Quite a few workers going down here as well. But a counterattack from Mini is dealing a lot of damage. Oh, really, really good drone drilling here. This location. Third base being defended nicely. That sunken colony really giving a lot of value here to Soma, but he's forced to pull the drones away from the third base here. Another Corsair goes down. A lot of probes have fallen there in the natural, but look at this complete evacuation of the third base. Zealot still here dealing some damage at that location. Hatchery is taking some serious damage. Another Corsair goes down, but I think Mini will hold this. Likewise, Soma on the other hand going to hold this attack into his third and his natural here. That's pretty good run by, but only 2 zealots. Should be easily held now by Soma. Transferring those workers back to the third. We're going to get back to mining here. And I think overall, perhaps Mini lost more. He was actually losing probes during that whole time, whereas mostly Soma was just losing mining time, transferring those drones away. Yeah, only 7 drones here or 7 probes in the natural, whereas I think we've got at least 7 probes at the third base here for Soma and his. Yeah, look at how many drones there are at that natural or at that third base. My god. Hydra's coming up here. I don't think that we have Templar. 1 Templar. Does he have Storm? Not enough energy just yet. There is a DT though. This DT should be able to push everything back. Mini going to hang on for now with that DT, but this is still a rough position. 78 supply to 64. So Soma really eclipsing Mini here. It's going to be very, very hard to find a way back into this game at this point. The Mutalisk Micro a little bit too clutch. Mutalisk plus Scourge just being used so perfectly at that natural during all of that chaos. First Storm here, but that's only one of 2 storms that are available. Could even pick off the upgrade here at the front. That would be pretty big. What do we have on upgrades? 1 armor for the Protoss. A Dark Archon on the way here. He will have Maelstrom for when the mutas come forward. There's only 2 cannons here. It's making me nervous. We kind of need more cannons right now because Soma is actually coming across the map. He's got a huge force. There's another cannon gonna finish up here. That forge is going to get taken out. Oh, okay. +1/+1 is done. Did that actually finish just barely in time? I didn't get a click on that zealot for the forge went down. Lot of lurkers being morphed just outside the natural. Do we have a robo? There it is, just being started, but This is a dire situation here. I think Soma gonna take this one away easily now. Corsairs coming up to push away some Mutas, but everything's been revealed here. He knows that they're... Oh my god, a drop? A drop to finish him off. He's not even gonna wait and contain his opponent, instead going into the main base. This is a killing blow for sure. Oh man. Good night, sweet prince. Mini is going out of this game. Look at the lurkers landing here in the main, killing off almost every single probe here, pushing everything back. Looks like Mini gonna go for a counterattack, but losing his Templar. The storms kill a lot of these Hydras, but also deal quite a bit of damage to the Zealots. It's a great situation here for Soma. He's gonna try to walk down this ramp across the map. I'm sure he's throwing down sunken colonies and building lurkers at the same time. Hydra's gonna be popping out as well for the reinforcement. Coming into the natural. Mini, oh my god, everything went wrong here. The lurker dropped the icing on the cake in the main base, and he loses his last few units. He's actually bringing back his Zealots and Templars. GG. Soma, holy. Can he do it? Can he go all the way here? Just needs to take down light and then best, and he'll be able to drag his team to the finals. I didn't think it was possible with this lineup, but look where we are now. Soma with 2 kills under his belt, two of the best players in this group as well. It's Royal and Mini now light. Can he do it? Let's go on to our game number 7. Okay, Mini has left the building. Light is in the booth. He's here in the top left-hand corner. Soma down in the bottom right. We are on Retro. That mineral patch in the middle of the map, a dead giveaway here. I really like this map. Reminds me a lot of Fighting Spirit, but really a better map than Fighting Spirit. I've been playing a lot of Zerg lately, of course, so Fighting Spirit doesn't bother me as much as when I played Terran, but it's still not the greatest map in the world. I think this should replace it on ladder in the next ladder season, if Blizzard ever decides to actually do their job, put together a decent ladder map season for us. I would really appreciate that. I think this one's not too bad. I like that they've added in Vermeer. Neosylphid's not the worst in the world either. What else is in there? Eclipse, I think, is a little bit dated. It's been around for quite a long time. A little bit tired of it. Butter is all right. Not bad. Fighting Spirit, not the biggest fan of. Nemesis, not the biggest fan of. It does make for some very interesting games in these pro matches, but honestly, there's a ladder map. Leaves a little bit to be desired. There's quite a bit of strangeness that can go on there. Maybe I just haven't done enough work to figure out that map yet. But that's just my opinion. Now we do have Light here throwing down this wall in at the front. Kind of a semi-wall, and it's a little bit funny, this wall, because I think that's actually tight on the left-hand side, but I'm not sure about that. See, there's kind of like rocks, but they're really pixelated out. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a shot of the front here once again, but I think that is actually impassable terrain, even though it looks like it might be walkable. More Brood War things. Map makers keeping us on our toes, as usual. Yeah, see that rock there? I think that actually blocks. It looks like a massive hole on the left-hand side, but it may in fact be tight. Might just be a single Ling that can go through that area. And now we've got 4 or 5 Marines walking across the map. Oh boy. Light may end up getting a bunch of damage here because Soma just doesn't have any information about this. He's chasing a SCV around his base, not sending that second link across the map. He's gonna see it finally now with the Overlord, but oh man, it's already almost here in the natural. I think that Soma gonna start some lings here and try to hold this off. There's the Spire though. Lings do pop. Do we have speed? Not quite yet. About 8 lings coming forward here. That should actually be enough to hold off those 6 Marines. And now that speed is done, this could be really bad for Light here. Marines are moving over to the right-hand side, hiding behind this mineral patch. Maybe he comes in at a little bit of a later timing, behind when these lings leave the natural, and maybe he gets damaged with this, actually. I haven't really seen this exact scenario happen before in the past. He's going to go for a dive, diving onto these Marines. There is a small gap on that left-hand side. He kills the Marine and going to go ahead and jump in the natural. He should be building lings now. No, he's not. He's not building anything right now. He's just getting ready to build some mutas, and these 4 Marines are going to do so much work here. Oh my god, killing all the drones at the natural. Looks like Soma just now noticing. No, he still hasn't noticed. He's actually microing his lings so hard. On the other side of the map, he lost every drone. Oh my god, this is so bad. So bad for Soma. He picked off a few SCVs, but it's not going to be enough to make up this deficit now. Drones now coming into the natural, and you can tell that he's noticed now, at least, because some of these eggs are being produced, and the drones are actually trying to fight finally. They weren't actually fighting before. In the natural, 2 more go down. Some mutas pop out, but I think we might be at the end of Soma's run here. He just really doesn't have much in terms of drones on his side of the map. He's building lings. He's still building mutas. Is he re-droning? Or will he just be going all in from this position? I don't know if either one will end up being successful. But these turrets are not done yet. 5 mutas pop into the main, and the turret's not finished. Means he's going to get quite a bit of damage. Picking off every single Marine here. He's going to kill the SCVs, building the turrets as well. The 1 Marine in that bunker here. He's going to dive on top of the SCVs. Has he actually done it? Oh my goodness. Soma able to make it happen, even though he was in such a horrible position after losing so many drones in the natural. GG, Light taps out. Soma makes that comeback. What a game. A lot of really action there. Kind of what you expect from Soma. Aggressive as hell. Just completely not paying attention to his natural. Does get damage done with the lings, delays the turrets, and then with the follow-up, despite losing drones in the main as well, able to pull the trigger on lings and mutas coming across the map, killing off Light there. If those turrets were done about 10 seconds earlier, I think Light would have held, and this would have been a game that's still going on, although Soma would have been in a really horrible situation. But as it stands, Soma manages to make it through Light, and only 1 person stands in his way of bringing this back for the Zerg. That is Best. Best versus Soma going to be the final matchup here. This is for all the marbles, boys. Whoever wins this next match is going to the finals. The loser will have to fight against Terran in the semifinals. Let's find out. Who's going to be in that semifinal? Let's get it started. Here we go. The final match of the night. Going to be on Neo Sylphid. Bottom left-hand corner is Soma. Over in the bottom right, it is Best. What is the strategy here from Soma? I cannot wait to see it. Is he going to try to squeeze out a 12 hatch again? Because it seems like he likes to do that even against Protoss. Doesn't like to get that early pool going. Even sacrificing taking the natural, actually going directly to a third base location in order to get that hatch down as quickly as possible. Likes the early economic build, the flexibility of that definitely has its benefits. But I think Best might be here in time to block this hatch. Wait a second, he actually went the wrong direction. On a 3-player map, he guessed wrong. That's a 50-50 chance, and now he's not going to be able to block this hatch. So, a bit of luck here for Soma. Not the biggest deal in the world, but Best not going to be able to punish that at all. And he's actually gone for a Forge, which will be scouted here by Soma. I think he's going to react by throwing down the spawning pool, but only producing, I think, 2 lings. That means he can just constantly make drones right now. Grab his third base, and he won't really have to produce any fighting units in the early game here. Everything turning up really nicely for Soma. I know it's very annoying for me when I don't get my Overlord into the Protoss natural in the early game. But with that extra information, that added information, Soma going to be able to make good choices in when he decides to drone and when he decides to make units. Look at this, he's just spotting everything. Overlord hovering over the building location here of Best. Of course, Best cutting corners as well. He's not going to get this cannon until after the gateway and Nexus. He has this probe in the main, so he sees no lings. Knows that he can get away with this. Need to pull this Overlord away. You can end up losing that if you just completely forget about the Overlord. Looks like he's going to send it into the main now. Continue this scouting journey. Cybernetics core on the way. The third base is up in the top left-hand corner. This is a nice location to take. It is tempting to take the base out in the front there. The sort of, that's not a high ground location, but it's kind of like a tucked location in the front. So a lot shorter rush distance if you're going to go for Hydras, but it also has less minerals and less gas, so it will end up mining out quite a bit quicker than the base up in the top left. That base in the top left also a very small ramp going into that location, so relatively easy to defend. Hydra stand on the way. He's really trying to kill this probe. He does get it. Bringing the drone off the line, though, might be ringing some alarm bells here for Best. He's going to throw another pylon down in the natural, but does he end up adding on additional cannons here? Because he absolutely needs to. Everything going swimmingly so far for Soma here. You can see only 2 lings have been produced thus far, so a very small commitment to attacking units, fully focusing on drone production. He's actually sending his Overlord back home, so the Overlord heading back home kind of telegraphs to us that he's not going to be going for a Hydralisk bust. If you actually want to go for a Hydralisk bust, you don't want to be denied that bust by a single DT popping out. So you really want to keep your Overlord over by the natural. If you're not going for Hydralisk bust, though, pulling back the Overlord makes sense. And keep that alive against a Corsair. 2 more cannons on the way here. All he's seen is quite a few lings. This Corsair going to be the first real scouting that Best has done in a while. Going to find that multiple Hydras are popping out, but mostly for the defense of these Overlords. 1 Overlord going to go down, but it's going to try and limit that damage as much as possible while continuing to drone up here. Oh, oh my goodness. Something going wrong with the recording there. I am not sure what it is. Hopefully that was the last. Do apologize. I've had to take these off of YouTube as of late because there's something going on with Africa TV. This may be compatibility issue or something like that. I'm not sure what's going on with Africa. But sometimes it just doesn't seem to work that well, but I digress. We've got some Hydras trying to get range on those frontal buildings, but not able to actually do it. The cannons are very, very close to the wall in here, so very easy to pick off. So am I gonna get that second cannon, and the Ling's doing a great job of tanking this zealot damage while the Hydras do their work. Now actually gonna be able to pick off this wall in. However, on the other side, a ton of overlords going down here. These 3 Corsairs really getting a lot of work done. There's another cannon going down. Bit of a desperate situation here for Best as the 3rd cannon falls. Actually, that was the 4th cannon going down. Now, just cannons in production here. Hydra's not able to be produced at the moment. Only 40 of 13 here, so he's still a long way away from being able to produce any Hydralists. Looks like Hydra's getting stuck in the main as well, so not fighting with his full force here. Soma picking off that forge, may be able to, with the rallies coming forward, break through these last few cannons. There's 4 coming up here. Actually, 5 in total. Layer on the way here, so it looks like Soma not going to be willing to continue this bust. We'll just send the remainder of the Hydras back home to defend the Overlords. Looks like we actually lost the Corsairs during all of that madness. Dark Templar coming out here, so not able to stick around. This is why I was talking about an Overlord, keeping an Overlord outside the natural. It's very important when you're going to go for a Hydralisk bust. This was a bit of a later Hydralisk bust though, so maybe the Corsair would have been able to kill first. A scout! What am I looking at right now? And a shuttle. A scout and a shuttle moving out around the map. He's going to drop a DT here into the main. A couple of Overlords heading over this direction. Hopefully he's going to be able to spot that. One dark... Oh, trying to drop it in there. As close to the edge as possible. Kind of messes it up a couple of times now. Dark Templar coming... Gonna get a few kills. Soma gets 2. Single scout there in the 3rd base, dealing a little damage. Gonna go between the main and natural, where no detection is available. Skirting around the outside of this base while the scout heads to the natural. This is a very, very strange choice from our Protoss player, going a single scout for harassment. Not something you see every day, but maybe he felt like he could get away with it. I don't know what gave him that idea, because a lot of probes were killed. He didn't really do that much damage except for killing off a few Overlords, and look at Soma's supply now. He's actually ahead in supply. He's doing a great job here of droning up after that initial attempted Hydralisk bust. He's going to be going into Lurker here as well. You can tell by the 3rd Gans being finished. And he's also not added on a 6 hatchery just yet, unless that's a 6 right there. Over in the natural, that might be, but almost certainly going to be going Lurker here. Do we have a robo? I think there might have been one in the natural there for Best. Right, he did go for a shuttle, so he definitely has a robo. Needs to drop the observatory though. Observatory, very important. Does build very, very fast though, so if you already have a robo, It's not essential that you build an observatory right away. You can kind of just hold off on that for a little bit and build it a little bit later. It's going to be fine. Does get 1 kill with this scout. Actually, he's got 2 total. Running away from the Scourge is pretty pathetic. These Scourge are actually way faster than the Scout. He does manage to make it back to the cannons, but I don't think that Scout is going to be doing too much more this game, aside from maybe scouting around the map and potentially stopping Overlords flying into the main. I'm not sure what he's going to end up doing with this. Probably, yeah, just going to hang out in the main base from now on. A lot of Hydras out here. Do we see any lurkers? Oh boy, Hydras. Oh, going after the scout. He's actually going to head north, and the Scourge can probably pick that off now. There we go. Lurkers are on the way here. Soma looking very, very nice. Oh, a big Maelstrom. About 6 Hydras insta-killed for the cost of just energy. I believe it's 175, so 175 total energy to pick off 6 Hydras. That's pretty good if they manage to regen that energy and get more storms off in the future. Maelstroms also would be fantastic. Looks like gonna get another Overlord here. So this scout actually almost paying for itself with 3 kills. It is a tough, a tall order for a scout to be able to pay for itself because it is so expensive in this matchup. Very rare to see. He's gonna get another kill, almost. He's got 3. Going immediately for a 3rd base here. Best realizing he can't probably push across the map and actually kill Soma at this moment. But maybe if Soma throws his army in to try and kill this 3rd base. Oh, a big drop here in the main. Definitely unexpected move, but it could end up paying dividends. Dives on 1 High Templar, manages to get it, but eats a massive storm in the process. Lurkers are going to be taken down here in the main. I was going to say, if Soma throws his army into this entrenched position and some good storms go down, maybe Best can reclaim the initiative here in this game. Another drop going to come through, looks like. Loading up here on this high ground. Where's the scout? It looks like it's up in the top left-hand corner. I bet he wishes he left that over in this main base. Defending against these drops here. Looks like someone just waiting with that drop chip, waiting for his opponent to start to move. The moment this army moves out of the main base area, I think this will fly in immediately. A lot of army supply in the main right now for Best. This is not a good spot for him. Another pick off there. Trading 4 Hydras for a storm. Not the greatest in the world, but limiting the number of storms is kind of an important task right now for Soma. Queen's Nest on the way as the 5th base goes down. 5th base actually with the gas just about finished already, so he's mining from those bases. Another great storm there, but Best is a little bit trapped at the moment. He cannot leave his main base for fear of drops, and he can't really move out on the map. Oh man, that's a lot of Dragoons just waiting for this drop to come in. Best gonna clean that up, and once he cleans this drop, he's gonna be feeling much better about moving out on the map and taking another base or attacking up here into this 12 o'clock. Best moving around the map. He's gonna drop 2 Dark Templar into the main at the same time heading towards the 12 o'clock. distracting Soma here to the point where Soma has completely missed this drop in the main. He finally does now see it, but a lot of drones have been picked off. This base over here at the 3 o'clock gonna be taken. Best playing a magnificent game from behind here, even though he's still... Oh, he's not gonna kill the spawning pool. Okay, he does go back for that. He is gonna lose that 1 GT. Oh my god, the Maelstrom so good on top of these lurkers here and Hydras. Well, 3 lurkers and a bunch of Hydras end up getting picked off there. Storms on the Hydras here as well. It's just pure Dragoon at this point, but a massive drop heading towards the main base. Is he just gonna kill? I thought he would kill the 4th there, but he's actually gonna go for the main. Not leaving any units to clear up that location. Big storms here as well. A wide arc of Hydras coming forward to fight with the Dragoons, but this is so many Dragoons, man. This is an overwhelming number of Dragoons, and the supply of Soma is dropping rapidly down to just 114 of 141. A fake drop into the main. That's nothing there. He was just trying to draw Best's attention, but not able to get him to do anything about that. Still pushing forward here. Best running low on Dragoons now. Quite a few of them have died. This rally of Zealots is going to do a lot to tank for them. And Soma just getting pushed back farther and farther here in towards his mineral patches. GG! Soma taps out. Best is victorious. Protoss is going to the finals. Alright, and with that, the final week of the KCM Season 1 2023 is complete. Here are your point rankings. As you can see, in Week 7, Protoss and Zerg neck and neck, head to head. Exactly equal on points. But Protoss managing to win that final match. That's what it all came down to. This entire 8 weeks of regular season KCM came down to one match. Soma versus Best. Best managed to clutch it out for his race in really a fantastic final game. I hope you guys enjoyed this week of KCM. Make sure to comment down below to bless the YouTube algorithm. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys in the semifinals. Peace.